Watch the rain fall throughout the day. So all I can think is how I miss you, babe. Your gentle touch and your cute smile. Please can't you stay just for a while? Watch the raindrops as you take me away, down to the river where we'd always lay. When you sang to me, get weak from the sound. It's raining out, just kiss me now.
So I'll be the first to admit that obviously my singing needs a little bit of work. Honestly, I have to say, like, even growing up, I was never 100% fond of my voice. I always got a lot of good compliments that I had a nice voice and everything, but I don't know, I'm very hard on myself and hold myself up to pretty high expectations. So I'm not the best singer. I'm actually not even the best guitar player anymore. I used to be, but I have to say that my one thing that I've always been really good at is writing songs. So yeah, that song that I just shared you, probably only half of it, was a song I wrote. I wrote it when I was 14, I think. I think I was 14 when I wrote that song, and I have actually 10 songs, so I still need to practice them and get better with singing again, because I haven't sang in a very long time, and it's crazy how quickly you can lose it. So now I am off to the gym. We're doing an upper body day today, you guys.
Just a mistake, why do you come back to me? Every step that you take echoes through me. Don't let me go. Don't let
Just finished up at the gym, did an upper body day today, and it was a pretty good workout. So today I started off with overhead press. These are starting to go up super strong. I've talked about this before, making sure that you brace your abdominal wall and really squeeze your glutes on the way up of the press. It really helps maximize your power. So for here, I did 4 sets of 8 at 60 pounds. Before, I was barely doing the bar for 8 reps. So to be able to do 60 pounds is quite an improvement. I'm very, very happy with my strength gains for my shoulders. Then I moved on to bench. 3 sets of 5 here at 75% of my 1 rep max, which is still estimated to be about 120 pounds. So this is 5 reps for 90 pounds. And this felt actually pretty difficult today. And I think that's because last Friday I was supposed to be benching and I skipped that workout. I can't remember why, for whatever reason, probably due to the new year or something silly like that. So 90 pounds was pretty challenging today. I didn't feel like my form was completely on point. My breathing was a little bit off and I just wasn't feeling it today, but it happens. What can you do? You just gotta assess it and move on and try to improve for next time. So then what did I move on to? Inverted rows. I haven't done inverted rows for a very long time, so I did 3 AMRAP sets and I was able to do 8 reps for all 3 sets, which was awesome. I really like inverted rows. They are a really good variation if you are trying to improve your pull-up or even just to achieve your first pull-up. I highly recommend incorporating inverted rows into your program. If you have your legs straight out like how mine are, it's going to make it a lot more difficult, and I know a lot of people, especially ladies, struggle with inverted rows. That's just due to our feminine structure. We're not as good as pull-ups as guys, but that doesn't mean that we can't improve our pull-ups. So if you are struggling with doing these with a straight leg, just bend your knees a little bit and this will help. So you can actually put a little bit more support on your lower body and you're not pulling so much weight up. And then moved on to pendlay rows. Normally I'll do like a bent over row, which is like more of a 45-degree angle, but for a pendlay row, you're actually bent over like 90 degrees. So it's very similar to a seal row. You're just not lying down on a bench, but essentially you want your back completely flat when you are doing the row. So I only did 65 pounds here. I think I could have done a little bit more, but I haven't done these in probably over a year. So when you're starting out with a new exercise, I always recommend to lift a little bit lighter, be on the safer side, just so you can kind of assess where your new starting point would be. Don't think about how much you did back in the day if you used to squat 300 pounds and you haven't squat for 3 years and you go under the bar and you think that you can do it again. No, always reassess your new starting point if you haven't done that exercise in a while. So next week I'll probably jump up to maybe 75 to 80 pounds for these. And then, oh yes, you guys, I do a little bit of abs. I really don't do a whole bunch of ab work. Well, do you know what? Actually, I do. I do ab work every single day, and that is due to the compound movements that I do in my programs. Inverted rows, overhead press, squat, bench, deadlift, those all activate your core like crazy. You need significant core strength in order to actually be efficient in these exercises. So I exercise my core a lot, but isolation work, not a whole lot. I only do maybe ab tucks, which is what these were, 3 sets of 15, and then I'll do rope pull downs. And I think you guys have seen me do those before. That's all about I do for core work. I don't incorporate an entire core day. I think it's completely unnecessary and it's complete overkill. One isolation movement a week is completely sufficient. You don't need to do anything more than that. And what did I move on to? Finished off with some shoulders. So just did some dumbbell military press. Did 2 sets of 10 at 30 pounds on just a seated bench. And then I did dumbbell throws. So single arm dumbbell throws. I really like these. I haven't done these for a while either, so these I did 2 sets of 12 on each side for 20 pounds. As you can see, you want to try to pause at the top for like maybe a second. I couldn't hold it any longer than that. Maybe next week I'll try dropping the weight and holding it at the top for maybe half of a second longer. But other than that, that's totally sufficient. So give those ones a try. Let me know if you guys like them. Just been busy working for the last couple hours here. We are doing a really cool video. It's gonna be called like our story. We don't really know exactly what it's called, but it's basically gonna be our story. I'm gonna explain my story a little bit more. Kyle's gonna be explaining his a little bit more, and that's gonna be his launch back to YouTube. So we are just waiting on a few things before we can actually launch it, but just doing our write-ups right now, basically of what we wanna say, what we don't wanna say. So just been working on that this afternoon, and then just the remodel of our business as well. So pretty busy afternoon. And I wanted to quickly share with you guys some of the videography projects that we've been working on throughout the month of November and December. I'm been kind of like dropping like little hints here and there of what we've been doing, and it looks like they're finally being shared on Facebook, so I figured that I would start sharing them as well as Hell Yeah PG shares them. So I won't share them all at once, but basically what we did is we are promoting a bunch of the downtown restaurants in Prince George, and that's because all of these restaurants are supporting the Hearts for Hospice, which is a local charity here. and they're doing a big event on February 11th for fundraising, and we're just basically helping hype up the fundraiser by promoting all of the restaurants. So the first one that has been posted is for Chimo's Mediterranean Grill. So I'm gonna quickly overlay it for you guys, and I hope you enjoy it.
Invite everybody to Chimo Mediterranean Grill. My name is Carrie Lynn, and we are proud sponsors and supporters of the Hospice Society on February the 11th for Valentine's Day. Come on out and be romantic with us.
The end of the night, and I typically have my protein shake as my last meal versus having it for my post-workout, and that's only because I actually measure out my protein powder. I've mentioned this before. By measuring out my protein powder, it allows me to hit my protein targets 100% accurately. So instead of having a scoop, I had 35 grams worth of the gourmet vanilla PES Select protein powder. So I hit my protein targets 100% perfectly with this, and I'm actually, as you guys saw, I put a scoop of my creatine in here. When I went for my workout earlier today, I actually didn't have a pre-workout. I felt like I had a good enough amount of energy. I don't like relying on a pre-workout, so I felt good enough to go to the gym without one, and I had a friggin' awesome workout. But you still want to make sure you get your creatine in. Now, that doesn't mean that your creatine has to be your pre-workout. Anybody who says that your creatine must be taken pre and post or in the morning on an empty stomach or whatever else bogus fucking bro science is out there these days, it's not true. The most important thing is just taking your creatine. So it is in my protein shake at the end of the day, and I'm gonna go to bed pretty soon. So it doesn't matter when you take your creatine as long as you take it. All right, you guys, so thank you so much for watching episode 2 of my bikini prep. Hope you guys are enjoying it so far. Prep is going good so far, and we are moving into 19 weeks out. See you guys in the next one.